All right, so everybody has been asking me, what are your votes for this year's Game Awards? So I figured I'm going to sit down and share what I'm voting for. Let's go through all these nominees, at least the nominees that actually matter, and I'm going to share my thoughts and tell you what I'm voting for this year. Let's start the voting. As you can see, I haven't voted for anything yet. 0 out of 29 votes cast, and we're actually going to start, view all categories. We're going to make our way backwards, because some of these I don't care about at all. All right, first off, we have Best Esports Team. For this one, I'm going to go with Valorant, because I know that McDareth is a fan. Next category. Oh, I guess we got to go backwards. Hold on. Let's do this again. All right. Boom. Best Esports Athlete. I'm going with Menard. Obviously, huge One Piece fan. I got to go with him. If I'm not going with the big One Piece fan, then what am I even doing here? Obviously, easy vote. Next up, let's see. Best Esports Athlete. Let's go. Previous. Let's see what's next. Best Esports Game. I'm voting League of Legends because I finally played for the first time this year. So there you go. League of Legends, that's an easy choice. Content Creator of the Year. Who am I going? Who's the burnt peanut? I'm probably going to go with either Charlie or Kai. I'm going to go with Kai. Or who's Sakura Miko? She's cute. I'll go with her. I don't even know who you are, but I'm voting for you. Easy. All right, next one. Let's see. Most anticipated game. This is the GTA award. Though, actually, change my vote. Because you know what? GTA is going to win this one no matter what. I'm voting for 007. I have been waiting for a new 007 game for years. And it's going to be on Switch too. I'm going 007. That's my vote. 007 gets my vote. All right, let's continue. Back. What do we got? Best Adaptation. I just want to say it is criminal that Sonic Movie 3 is not nominated here. The fact that they forgot about Sonic Movie 3, obviously, if you don't already know how the Game Awards work, essentially they cut off the nominees at the very end of November, early December, and Sonic 3 came out in early December, so it wasn't eligible last year. It's eligible this year, but they forgot about it. We have the Minecraft movie and a bunch of other stuff on here. I'm not voting for any of this. I'm abstaining from this vote because I feel horrible that Sonic 3 wasn't on here. My vote goes to Sonic 3. That's what my vote goes to this year. All right. We got best... Oh, I have to vote for something, though. Hold on. I got to vote for something if I want to get the little badge. So I'll vote for Minecraft movie. La 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 lava, chicken. Really, this should have been Sonic 3. But that's okay. I'll vote for you. You see. All right, there you go. Best adaptation. Go back. Let's see. Best multiplayer. We got Split Fiction, Elden Ring, Peak, Battlefield 6, and Arc Raiders. I haven't played Arc Raiders. Don't plan to. Haven't played Battlefield 6. Don't plan to. Haven't played Peak. Heard it's very cute, and I love Aggro Crab. Haven't played Split Fiction, but I have played Elden Ring Night Rain, and I had a really good time. So I'm going with Elden Ring Night Rain for that one. Let's see. Best Sports and Racing. All right. This is another one like the Sonic 3 category where I'm like, how could you not have nominated Kirby Air Riders? Again, Kirby Air Riders came out like a day after when the nominees closed, I believe, which is just criminal because out of this group, I would have voted for Kirby Air Riders had it been here. But now I got to choose between two of my other great loves, Mario Kart World and Sonic Racing. Realistically, I'm going to give this to Mario Kart World only because Mario Kart World, as you're going to see a little bit later, got snubbed from the best soundtrack category because the soundtrack is not on Spotify. I think the actual racing in Sonic Racing is actually better than the actual racing in Mario Kart World, but the full package of Mario Kart World I like more, so I'm going to go with Mario Kart World. So there you go. Final answer, Mario Kart World. Best sports and racing. All right, best sim and strategy. You already know what we're going with. My GOAT, Final Fantasy Tactics. That's a no-brainer. Though I also want to give a shout out to the Jurassic Park game. It's actually pretty good. All right, next up, here we go. Best family game, the Nintendo award, essentially. We got Donkey Kong Bonanza, Lego Party, Lego Voyagers, Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and Split Fiction. This, again, no-brainer. Donkey Kong Bonanza, potentially one of my Game of the Year nominees. I know it's also nominated for the Game of the Year at the Game Awards, but I have to give it to Donkey Kong Bonanza. One of my favorite Nintendo games of all time. I love it, and we might even play a little bit of on stream later today. So there you go. Donkey Kong Bonanza, best family game. All right, moving on. We have best fighting game. This award is kind of wacky. First off, if you've played Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, you know that collection is straight up not good in a lot of different ways. So I'm surprised that got nominated here. It's between Fatal Fury and 2XKO for me. I'm going back and forth. Part of me wants to do Fatal Fury, but also I do love the lead characters and I enjoy what I've played of 2XKO. So I am actually going to go with 2XKO for Best Fighting Game. There you go. All right, moving on. We have Best RPG. This is Clair Obscur. Free. I'm not even looking at the other nominees. It doesn't matter. La 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 la. This is Clair Obscur. Done. Let's see. Best Action Adventure. Ooh, this is a tough one. Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, Hollow Knight, Silk Song, Indiana Jones, and Split Fiction. Ooh, this is tough. Part of me wants to give it to Death Stranding 2 because I know when I actually get around to playing Death Stranding 2, I'll probably feel it's my favorite. But I haven't played anything else here other than Silk Song, and I did love Silk Song, so I'm going for Silk Song here for Best Action Adventure. There you go. That's my vote. Silk Song. Best Action Game. First off, I think it's criminal that Donkey Kong didn't get nominated in this category. I am very happy Shinobi got nominated. If you watched any of my streams, you know I'm a huge fan of Shinobi Art of Vengeance, but I do think Hades 2 is the better game. Hades 2 is actually one of my top 3 favorite games this year. I adore Hades 2, so I'm voting Hades 2 in this category. There you go. Boom. Best Action Game, Hades 2. Best VR and AR. Okay, we've got Alien Rogue Incursion, Arcane Age, Ghost Town, Deadpool VR, and The Midnight Walk. I haven't played any of this, but what I will say, I like this little guy. This little dude, he looks cute, so I'm voting for The Midnight Walk. But I haven't played any of them. I don't play VR games. All right, let's go. Next up. Next category, we've got Best Mobile... Oh, this is Persona. Now, there's some good stuff here. We got Wuthering Waves, The Horse Girl Game, Persona 5 Sonic Rumble, and Destiny. Haven't played Destiny, haven't played Sonic Rumble. A lot of people in my audience play the Horse Girl game, but I don't play the Horse Girl game. A lot of people in my audience play Woo-Wah, but some of you know when I did my stream playing this for the first time, it didn't really stick with me in the way that I was expecting it to, but I play Persona 5 The Phantom X all the time. So this gets my vote. Also, if you haven't already played this game, it is literally a full-on Persona game. It's great. And it's free to download. So Persona, all day, every day. Persona! Best mobile game. All right. See what else we got. Let's keep going. Best debut indie. We got Blueprints, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Despelote Dispatch, which a lot of people are telling me I should probably play. And then there's one other one that was nominated here, which was Megabonk. But I guess the person that developed Megabonk has actually made other games before, so they didn't want to be in the indie game category. So I respect that. I get them not wanting to be here. That just means this goes straight for Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Again, amazing what the studio managed to pull off. One of my favorite games of all time. They did a great job here with Expedition 33. That gets my vote. All right, moving on. Boom. Best independent game. We got Absalom, Ball Pit, Blueprints, Expedition 33, Hades 2, and Silk Song. This is tough, man, because all 3 of these are Game of the Year nominees. Plus, Ball Pit, I've heard from a lot of people, is really good. It is quite literally sitting on my Switch 2 right now. I know a lot of the Japan Time guys are huge into Absalom. I know Blueprints is apparently really good as well. Any other year, this could straight up be the Game of the Year nominees. This is a really, really solid group. Again, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I have to. Again, I love E33. That's another one for E33. Boom. Let's do Best Community Support. I'm going to go with Final Fantasy. I'm changing my vote, actually. No, I'm not. I'm actually keeping my vote at Final Fantasy because while I have dropped off Final Fantasy 14 this year, I know at some point I will come back, and I know how transparent they are with talking to the community, so I'm voting for Final Fantasy. Actually, no. Game Prodigy said not FF14 had a bad year. I'm going for Fortnite then. I'm changing my vote to Fortnite. There we go. Fortnite, boys, there you go. All right, let's see. What's next? Best Ongoing. We got FF14, Fortnite, Helldivers, Marvel Rivals, and No Man's Sky. I'm going with Marvel Rivals for this one. If you guys said FF14 didn't have a strong year, I'm going Marvel Rivals because I did really love what I have played of Marvel Rivals, and I want to come back to it at some point. So I'm going there. Best Ongoing, Marvel Rivals. All right, what's next? We have Games for Impact. This is, hold on. One of these, we talked about this at Japan time. One of these is apparently very, very good. I think it was South of Midnight. Is this the one I'm thinking of where you're like in the bayou and it's got the cool like stop motion Spider-Verse animation? If that's the case, I'm going with South of Midnight. Boom. Games for Impact, I'm going South of Midnight. The game looks cool. I don't play Xbox, but it's on PC as well, so maybe I'll check it out one day. South of Midnight. All right, let's keep going. Innovation and accessibility. This is Atomfall. I know this is Atomfall. Atomfall apparently has like tons of accessibility features, so I'm going with that one. Atomfall. What's next? We have best Ooh, this is a tough one. Best performance in a video game this year. This is a very, very tough one. Ooh. We have Ben Starr, Charlie Cox, and Jennifer English, all repping Expedition 33. Erika Ishii for Ghost of Yote. Troy Baker for Indiana Jones doing his best Harrison Ford impression. And then Konatsu Kato for Silent Hill F, which I've also heard is like incredible. Super happy that Silent Hill got nominated here. Of course, I am going to go with one of the Expedition 33 people. I'm not going to go with Charlie Cox because he specifically said that he would rather the nomination go to his motion capture artist. But obviously, he had a great moment in the sun in the beginning of that game. But really, it's between Ben and Jennifer for me. It's tough. Verso or Mael, I don't know. I don't know who I'm going with. I love both of these characters. It's very tough for me to choose between two of my great loves. I feel like I went with Verso's ending initially. And I'm considering that my headcanon ending is Verso's ending. But Ben probably just won for Clive, did he not? Jennifer, I know, was Shadowheart in Baldur's Gate. I did not play Baldur's Gate like that. Also, I killed Shadowheart like right in the very beginning of the game, for those of you that remembered. I killed her right in the very beginning of the game. But Mael, I loved all the way through my Expedition 33 playthrough. Love Mael. I'm going back and forth between Ben and Jennifer. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the toe. If it hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, Jennifer. All right, there you go. I'm going with Jennifer. Final answer, Mael, best performance. But again, the entire Expedition 33 cast did amazing, but I'm voting for Jennifer here. Final answer, Jennifer English, Expedition 33. Okay, next up, let's see. Best audio design. Recognizing the best in game audio and sound design. We got Battlefield 6, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yote, and Silent Hill F. What am I going with? What am I going with here? In terms of audio design, I really feel like Donkey Kong should be here. I'm kind of surprised it's not. I kind of want to go with Silent Hill. I think Silent Hill, because again, it's like a horror game. You got to have that audio design on point so you get those nice little jump scares. Silent Hill, I don't think has won anything that I voted for yet. I'm going to give this to Silent Hill. I think this is the Silent Hill category. Best audio design, Silent Hill, final answer. All right, we only have a few more left now. We're looking pretty good. Best score and music. For outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, and or licensed soundtrack. Again, it is criminal, absolutely criminal, because this award is leveled up, sponsored by Spotify. Mario Kart is not here. That is criminal to me. Mario Kart World has one of the best Nintendo soundtracks of all time, period, full stop. And some of the best iterations of some of the Mario songs that were remixed in Mario Kart World, like in the Mario franchise in general, some of the best remixes of some of those songs are in Mario Kart World. So it's crazy to me that Mario Kart World is not here and that Yote is here. This should be Death Stranding 2, Clair Obscur, Hades 2, Silk Song, and Mario Kart. But it is what it is. For me, it's between Hades 2 and Expedition 33. We had this conversation on the last episode of Japan Time. I feel like Expedition 33 has so many amazing music tracks, but so many of the music tracks in Expedition 33 are played off of like the motif of la 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 la, which again is a great melody. And you've got the great Monoko theme, and there's some of the great boss themes as well. But I feel like as a whole, as a cohesive package, part of me wants to go Hades 2 for this. Because I also feel like I've voted for Expedition in a lot of these categories. So part of me is like, I want to give this one to Hades 2, because I don't think it's going to win for anything else for me. I think Hades 2's got more variety. I loved their, I am gonna claw out your eyes and drown you to death. Like, I love that song. I love the Prometheus. The orchestration of the Prometheus fight is one of the best orchestrations I've ever heard in an indie game. It's so good. But then at the same time, Expedition 33 again has the Monoko theme. Again, the winner is one of these two. This might be an eeny, meeny, miny, mo situation again. Also, you guys are right. Death Stranding 2 killed it in this category, but correct me if I'm wrong, Death Stranding 2 is a lot of licensed music, right? So I feel like that's kind of cheating a little bit. But at the end of the day, the actual stuff that was scored for Death Stranding 2 is quite good, because I've heard some of that on Spotify, actually, crazily enough. It's tough between these two. I want to give it to Hades. I'm giving it to Hades. Yeah. The Monoko theme was amazing. It did make me pause the game the first time that I did it, but I love the music in Hades 2, and that's my final answer. And I'm sticking to it. That's going to be controversial, but I'm sticking to it. I'm giving it to Hades 2. As much as I love Expedition 33, I'm giving it to Hades 2. Okay, boom. Let's keep going. Let's see over here. This is Best Art Direction for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. We've got Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight Silk Song. Whoa. Part of me also wants to give this to Hades 2, but again, it is very much built off of what Hades did. I guess Silk Song's kind of in the same. I guess a lot of these are, except for Clair Obscur. Clair Obscur is absolutely beautiful, and I love the design of the environments in Clair Obscur. I love the design of the characters, but it does have a somewhat generic, like, Unreal Engine theming for some of it. But again, it's only non-sequel here. So I don't think I'm going to knock it for looking a little generic at points when the rest of the game looks as unique and beautiful as it does. Again, the character art in Hades 2 is so good. The art in Silk Song is amazing. Especially once you get into the Citadel later in the game, there are some really, really beautiful moments in Hollow Knight Silk Song. Also, Yotei is beautiful as well. That whole game is art direction. Literally, the whole Ghost of series is art direction. But also Death Stranding 2. I mean, oh. Have I voted for Death Stranding 2 in any category yet? If I haven't, I feel like I want to give this one to Death Stranding 2. Because I know once I play that game, I'm going to be blown away. And I love the original Death Stranding. Clack said, I don't think you have voted in any category yet, then I'm giving this one to Death Stranding. I'm giving it to Death Stranding. Final answer. One of the prettiest games you can play on your PS5. I'm giving this one to Death Stranding. That is my Death Stranding vote. There you go. Death Stranding. Final answer. Best art direction. Boom. All right. Next, what do we got here? Best narrative. Ooh, this is okay. Best narrative. We've got Silent Hill F, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which I haven't played, not my type of game. Ghost of Yotei, which I haven't played. Death Stranding 2, which again I know I'm gonna love when I do play it. I have to vote for Clair Obscur, Expedition 33 here. No game has made me sob more live on stream than Expedition 33. If you have not watched my playthrough of this game yet, do yourself a favor and go watch my playthrough. I was absolutely losing it at the end of Act 1, at the end of Act 2, at the end of Act 3, at multiple points throughout the course of the game. One of the best narratives of any RPG I've ever played. W. Glaze, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. Final answer. That gets my vote for best narrative. Easy. All right, let's see over here. Boom. Best game direction. We've got Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, Hades 2, and Split Fiction. This is for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Best game direction. Again, I'm split between Hades and Clair. I think I have to give it to Expedition 33 for this. I think I kind of have to. The way that everything came together, but then again, innovation in game direction and design. Clair Obscur is very much iterative of the RPGs that came before. Death Stranding 2 is a sequel. Ghost of Yotei is a sequel. Hades 2 is a sequel. In terms of innovation, some of the stuff they did with co-op and split fiction that I've seen is pretty amazing. So part of me wants to give this one to split fiction. Because I don't think split fiction even got nominated for Game of the Year, did it? Maybe I give this one to split fiction. I'm between split fiction and Clair Obscur. I think final answer, I'm going to give this one... Bro, what am I doing? Creative Vision. I'm voting for Clair Obscur. I'm voting for... What am I doing? All right, it's one of my favorite games. What am I doing over here? Why am I even debating this? Look, I'm biased. I love the game. I'm voting for Clair Obscur. Come on. Easy. Easy, easy. All right, and last but certainly not least, my final vote for the Game Awards this year. Recognizing the game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields, we have Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silksong, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. All very deserving of being here. I'll just tell you right from the get-go, for me, it's not going to be this. Only because I have no interest in playing that game. I've heard from people who like the game that it's amazing. Some people are saying it's like one of their favorite games of all time. That's great. Happy for you. Not my kind of game. Probably won't be playing it. In fact, I would probably have nominated this exact group for Game of the Year, and I would have replaced this with Kirby Air Riders. But Kirby Air Riders wasn't eligible, so I get it. I'm going to hold this L. That's fine, but I probably would have put Kirby there. That's what I would have done. It would have been Kirby, Silksong, Hades 2, Donkey Kong, Death Stranding, and Expedition 33. And that's without having played Death Stranding 2. I just love those games so much. I'm a huge Kojima fan. All right. With that being said, with that as my 6, what is my 5? My 5, I think, has to be Death Stranding, because, again, I haven't played it. My 4 out of these is Silksong. I really liked Silksong, but I've talked about this on stream before. I think the game peaks at Act 2. I think it really does peak at Act 2. Act 2, beginning to end, was like my favorite stuff in all of Silksong. I thought the entire Citadel was incredible. I thought the boss was super fun. I thought some of the Clockwork dancers, I thought was an amazing boss. I loved the little theatrical guy. What's his name? Not Rovio. Why do I keep thinking his name is Rovio? Or Trovio or something. I loved him. I loved that game. But then once I started getting into stuff with Act 3, I was like, it was losing me a little bit. I didn't love some of the stuff in Act 3. So I'm going to leave that there at 4. And I've talked about this before. These 3 are my top 3 for the year. Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Clair Obscur. I've talked about this on so many occasions already. It's just tough. I feel like Hades 2 is my 3 for me. I think Hades 2 is my 3. Because Hades 2 as a package, consistency-wise, was amazing all the way through. But the highs that I hit in Bonanza and Expedition 33 were so unbelievably high that it's tough to compete with that. But Hades 2, all 3 of these games are like 10 out of 10s for me. I love all 3 of them. But again, consistency-wise, Hades 2 tops both of these. But peak-wise, both of these top Hades 2 and made me feel things I've never felt in video games before. So Hades 2 is my 3. That brings things down to Donkey Kong and Clair Obscur. Now, I've seen a lot of people wrongly arguing that Donkey Kong does not deserve to be here. And they're wrong. I know this is the Game Awards. I know these are all subjective opinions. I am telling you, as a long-time Nintendo fanboy, Donkey Kong Bonanza, for me personally, is an all-timer potential top 10 Nintendo game. I feel like it was amazing in terms of like what they managed to do with nostalgia with the Donkey Kong Country games and like really writing a love letter to Donkey Kong. I think pacing-wise, I thoroughly enjoyed the game. I also did not play it the way that I feel like a lot of people who were worn down by the game played it. I think this is the same issue we had with Rebirth last year, with people whining and complaining, saying, well, I have to complete every region and it takes me so long to complete everything. You don't have to 100% the levels to continue in the game. You can go back and 100% stuff later. No matter what you say here, someone's going to be mad at you. I don't care, bro. It is what it is, Coast. You know, someone is going to be mad at me. But the thing is, I feel like this is the same exact thing that happened with Rebirth last year, where people were whining and complaining about having to 100% every area before getting to the next area, and you don't need to do that. People were quite literally making the game more boring for themselves. They didn't need to do that. The game is all about exploring. It's built by the Odyssey team. It's built from the Odyssey team. And the highs of Donkey Kong were so high. When you get to those moments, right? Towards the end of the game, when you see K. Rool again, when you get to some of the late game stuff, when you see New Donk City taking over, it's peak, man. And you can always go back and carry over the other levels later on. It's fine, man. I love it. I absolutely positively love Donkey Kong Bonanza. Same thing, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, right? Absolutely, positively adored the narrative in Expedition 33. You guys watched my full playthrough of this. I adored this game. Both of these games are literally top 25 games of all time for me. Both of them. I love them both. Clair Obscur, the highs of the story were so unbelievably high. And the actual, the game itself, right? Clair Obscur, from beginning until when you roll credits, I think is like a 10 out of 10. And I wanted to do everything that I possibly could within those moments. But I will say, here's the difference between Bonanza and Expedition 33. Bonanza, since finishing the game, I 100%ed all the way through. And not only did I get 1,000 bananas, not only did I unlock everything, not only did I get the secret ending, I unlocked everything in Bonanza. I also, when Emerald Rush came out, got to roll credits of Emerald Rush. I played through all of Emerald Rush. And then I'm planning on 100%ing that at some point as well. Whereas Expedition 33, I don't plan to ever 100%. I don't see a world in which some of those really late game bosses, I don't see a world in which I want to actually go beat some of them. Because I know a lot of it's going to take some grinding and battling against some other characters in the overworld and building up my Pictos and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like I don't really want to do that. But I feel like beginning to credits, if you're not taking into consideration 100%ing a game, beginning to credits, I think Expedition 33 is a better game. But for me personally, with everything that I voted for Expedition 33, I think I'm giving this one to Donkey Kong. And that is my final answer. So I'm voting for Donkey Kong with the caveat that I feel like I'm going to be happy for Expedition, Donkey Kong, or Hades winning Game of the Year. I'm happy with all three. And I think all three deserve it. I love all of them. But I think just feeling how I felt about Bonanza and having played so much more after the game ended, after the playthroughs versus what I did with Expedition 33, as much as I loved that game while I was going through the main story, I have to give it to the one game that I 100%ed. I have to give it with Donkey Kong. So that's my choice for Game of the Year. And I think those are all my votes, right? Let's see. Every category, view all categories? Voted, yeah. So Game of the Year, Donkey Kong. Game Direction, Expedition. Best Narrative, Expedition. Best Art Direction, Death Stranding 2. Best Score and Music, Hades 2. Best Audio Design, Silent Hill. Best Performance, Jennifer English for Expedition 33. Innovation and Accessibility, whatever this game was. Games for Impact, South of Midnight. Best Ongoing, Marvel Rivals. Best Community Support, Fortnite. Best Indie Game, Expedition 33. Best Debut Indie Game, Expedition 33. Best Mobile Game, Persona 5. Best VR Game, whatever this cute one is with this little guy. Best Action Game, Hades 2. Best Action Adventure, I'm giving it to Silk Song. Best RPG, Expedition 33. Best Fighting Game, 2XKO. Best Family Game, Donkey Kong. Best Strategy Game, Final Fantasy. Best Sports and Racing, Mario Kart World. Best Multiplayer, Elden Ring Night Rain. Adaptation, I gave it to Minecraft with the caveat that Sonic 3 should really be in this category. That's criminal that it's not. Most anticipated, we gave the 007 because, again, GTA is going to win that category. I'm excited for a new 007 game, so that's what I voted for. Content creator, I went with the cute VTuber. Esports, I went with League of Legends. And then esports athlete, I went with the One Piece fan. And esports team, I went with the Valorant team. Those are my choices for the Game Award nominations. Those are my votes for this year's Game Awards. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know down in the comment section below. I'm excited to hear all your thoughts. I'm excited to see you guys yell at me for my choices. But either way, thank you very much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Nakam!